I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out.
She just seems as uncoordinated she just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe.
Like yesterday's news, Angel Reese erupts as the Chicago Sky replaces her with Caitlin Clark. Yes, you heard correctly.
Miss, a reset to 7 seconds as she clears the line. Driving, stepping through, 2 points.
And to be honest, I could have predicted this given Reese's casual demeanor and side gigs. Perhaps Angel should stop concentrating on TikTok dances in order to improve her skills and reputation.
Reese with another dime throws up the goggles.
Defensive efficiency that we're seeing early on from both these teams.
Reese taking it right at Sabo.
Angel Reese has become the subject of a contentious discussion, which began with her controversial absence during the pivotal moments of the league championship when the stakes were highest. Reese missed not just one but the final 2 playoff games, including the championship game. However, Reese made sure to attend the celebration when her team won the title, even though it was via FaceTime, and her virtual presence soon became a source of controversy. How can someone enjoy the glory of leading the charge even when they weren't on the court during the pivotal moments?
8 points from the starting lineup, 19 for Stevens, and Brittany Sykes with a new unrivaled season high comes in the championship game with 21.
Reese easily earned her share of the limelight as her colleagues sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears to win, but detractors were fast to jump in and cast doubt on the sincerity of her contributions.
Athletes being unapologetic.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
Reese has extraordinary skill, no doubt, but does that justify her absence when it counts most? Would A'ja Wilson and Caitlin Clark have received the same amount of sympathy, or would they have been dragged through the mud for pulling the same stunt?
Speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever. Will be moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to...
In the meantime, Caitlin Clark is redefining what it means to be the best in women's basketball. Her steady on-court performances demonstrate her commitment, so it's no surprise that she's being acclaimed as the sport's new face.
Announcing the top 10 most influential athletes right now. These athletes are reshaping culture. Caitlin Clark, check. Breaking records. Caitlin Clark, check.
Clark, in contrast to Reese, doesn't require constructed tales. Her deeds are sufficient to win the admiration of both critics and admirers. In addition to earning her praise, her capacity to perform well under duress has drawn the interest of teams like the Chicago Sky, who view her as a key player for the future.
What looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country.
The Chicago Sky's choice to concentrate on Clark has only fueled the flames. This move wasn't merely about skill. Rather, it was a clear declaration that Clark exemplifies the traits the team values. For Reese, discipline, dependability, and a steadfast dedication to the game must be a personal slight, and it might be.
So I'm like, cool. Like, the pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can just hoop.
Sky's selection reveals a stark difference between the two players. One always turns up when it counts, while the other appears to rely largely on her notoriety and support from the media.
So my whole thing was like, when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool. Like, the pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool. I can just hoop.
Another piece of this puzzle is Reese's media narrative. While headlines hailed her as a major contributor to the triumph, many fans and experts couldn't help but believe that the narrative didn't align with reality. The press around her championship victory has been nothing short of spectacular.
Angel Reese is a champion in the unrivaled 3-on-3 Gus Macker pickup basketball league founded this year.
How is it possible for someone who missed the pivotal moments of a championship to have so overwhelmingly positive feedback? Fans quickly noticed that the media's attempts to highlight Reese's participation despite her absence felt forced.
I need to get in the field.
You need to come to the
I
meetings.
gotta get in the meetings because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us. If y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
The gap between perception and reality has only widened as a result of this. Reese's detractors claim that her absence disregarded her teammates, who led the team to victory. Without her, the FaceTime celebration turned into a symbol of misaligned priorities, leading many to wonder if she is more concerned with upholding her public persona than helping her team.
If this is a top 10 list, then sitting on the top of that list.
In sharp contrast to Reese's style, which frequently seems overtaken by drama and spectacle, Caitlin Clark rises above the commotion and concentrates on the game.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
And that leads us to the more important question. Is Angel Reese being overshadowed by her peers due to her media narrative, rather than a lack of skill? Her absence from the championship games and the backlash that followed reveal a growing frustration among fans and analysts, while Clark's steady ascent driven by her own merits further solidifies her position as the future of women's basketball.
To leave free money on the table when the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlin Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
In many respects, the Chicago Sky's preference for Clark over Reese feels like a tipping point. It's not just about one player being picked over another. Rather, it's a reflection of how the sport is changing and how teams are giving preference to players who exhibit commitment, responsibility, and an unwavering will to succeed. For Reese, this could be a wake-up call to reconsider her strategy before it's too late.
Well, what I do realize is that as of right now, no other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center, except for one, Indiana.
Caitlin Clark is going through a phase. Although she has plenty of statistics and highlights, Clark would be putting her flag firmly in the middle and announcing herself as queen if women's basketball were a kingdom. In all honesty, she has earned it.
Seems the Chicago Sky have had to move two of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility.
And the only reason Chicago Sky has to reserve the biggest basketball arena in the United States is because of her consistency, grit, and leadership style, which transforms good teams into great ones. Every time she takes the court, you can see her focus, as if she's running on pure determination and maybe a little caffeine. Coaches are frantically trying to find someone who can contain her.
I'm saying, and when you look at Caitlin Clark's game, who's very reminiscent of a Steph Curry, based on her range and shooting the three, plus everything else she does.
And that's precisely why the Chicago Sky, a team known for its astute moves, are aiming for her. This isn't a casual flirtation. Rather, it's a deliberate change in focus. In Clark, the Sky sees a player who can anchor their team for years to come. She's not just dependable. She's a game share, the kind of athlete who can elevate an entire roster by sheer willpower. And let's face it, this isn't just about basketball. The sponsors are already circling like hawks, sensing the dollar signs. And Clark's rising star has the skill, the personality, and let's not forget the charisma to sell out arenas and increase TV ratings.
Sure, no doubt this is the Angel Reese effect. I've got no doubts, no qualms. There's nothing. She even told me herself right here that it's not just one other player, it's because of her.
You may be wondering where this leaves off now. Angel Reese. Well, Reese's team is undoubtedly sweating profusely right now because if Clark continues to rise, she will be stealing not only the awards and prizes, but also the media exposure, the admiration of the fans, and yes, the sponsorship opportunities.
Women's basketball right now, It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly,
Reese, the media machine's darling, finds herself in a precarious position because you can practically hear the energy shift when Clark enters the room. She doesn't rely on dramatic social media posts or eye-catching headlines to stay relevant. Instead, her game speaks for her, and for Reese, whose story has frequently relied on outside validation. That's hurtful.
successful women's tournament by the numbers. The most watched Elite Eight games, the most watched Final Four, which we're talking about millions of viewers.
However, let's take a moment to discuss professionalism. This is where things get heated. Clark embodies the kind of dependability that coaches aspire to. She shows up, plays hard, and produces results without any drama. No headlines casting doubt on her dedication, and no phoning into championship festivities.
Just seems as uncoordinated as a baby giraffe. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. It's like people go, well, you know, she averages the league.
The Chicago Sky, on the other hand, appear to believe Clark is the safer option, and to be honest, can you blame them? Reese has established a reputation that is equal parts brilliance and unpredictable. Sure, she has the abilities, but can you rely on her when it counts most?
It's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming.
Let's change our focus now and discuss the media machine, a beast that has been putting in extra hours for Angel. While some of the buzz around her as a once-in-a-generation talent is well-deserved, most of it feels manufactured. SBSN and social media have essentially made her into a mythological character. Consider the Unmatched League Championship, where Reese's face was featured in the media despite missing the previous 2 playoff games, seemingly carrying her team to victory on her own. In contrast, Caitlin Clark, who is breaking records and revolutionizing the sport, receives a small portion of the attention.
You don't really get to be a dog and get to that platform where you get to bring a national title, the first one back to LSU, without having that type of mentality, that chip on your shoulder. And I feel like we have to let these young women be unapologetically themselves.
And just looking at that, like, I'll take that.
It's easy to understand why this irritates people. In comparison, Reese's ascent occasionally feels like watching a skyscraper rise overnight. It's magnificent, no doubt, but you have to question how sturdy it is. Clark's rise feels natural, like watching a seed develop into a powerful oak tree.
Everything ain't fucking racial, man. Stop trying to make it racial. It's about sports ability. And she's garbage in terms of coordination.